I'm excited for Warsong Gulch, man. I am so excited. I've been putting together the Warsong Gulch event hype video, and
I was actually the other day. It was a bipolar versus CLC matchup, and after I finished my ZG, unfortunately they did 3 games, but I tuned into one of their streams and I was just practicing, getting ready for CDL Warsong, and it was so much fun to cast. There's so much going on, and it is such a pleasure to watch some war songs from nice teams here. You get the fast pushes, you get the mid fights, you get the clutch flag picks, you get the clutch flag returns, and the druid just, you know, kiting for days. It is such fun Warsong Gulch, and I'm really looking forward to it so much. I love the CDL EU, don't get me wrong, but CDL Warsong is going to be so much fun.
I think the Blizzard Warsong Gulch tournament starts, is it this weekend that starts, the first qualifiers?
yeah, for the EU one, the EU one starts this weekend on, I think, June 20th, if I'm not mistaken. I actually had a question about something, but I think we'll have to wait till after this duel, as this is an important duel for both competitors. Both competitors at the rim of qualifying. Karaya currently sitting at 4 wins, 1 shy of Killjury Puri. Elshokas currently at 5 wins, and he's 2 shy of PS Hero, who hopefully is watching out there. PS Hero, big shout out to you, man. You played absolutely out of your mind. And it was a pleasure having you in this tournament. We'll see if you continue onwards. It depends on Elshokas' performance here, and if Karaya can deny him a berth in the championships. Rogue versus Druid North. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna
Rogue versus Druid. Big expose here needs to come out from Shokas, as we might see him drop some matches here and get closer to PS Heroes loss count here. But Shokas being so strong here on the day, looks for the kidney instead of the expose, not opting for the expose quite yet, but he doesn't need the kidney early on. He doesn't want the expose quite yet. Gouge will come out as he has the intense combo point building power of the Hemorrhage Rogue here. He will put the ruptures down. He's not going for the expose. Apparently, I don't know Rogue matchup at all, as he looks for the Verbal Medicine Pouch here coming from Kirara, as the evasion will come out. No bash coming down. I'm not sure if it was used there, but the evasion cleverly used here. If it's going to be used, it's going to be used after this evasion pops down right now by Kirara, but effectively kited there by the Druid. No, the Feral Charge comes out, but the Gouge in response will mean that Shokas has a little bit of time here to build back some energy here. It's going to be the Crippling Poison proccing as the Druid looks to tank this Rogue. Kidney shot coming down. No resist thus far, but this Druid is so very tanky. Tips, will he have the pressure, or is this not enough? The blind comes out, the reset goes off.
No Abolish Poison up on Karaya, so Elshokas is going to have a big blind here, although blind will scale or could get partially resisted by extra NR. And of course, with the Mark of the Wild buff, Elshokas has to be careful. The buff gives, I believe, 20 of all spell school resistances, but that being the case, blind does last. There's the Abolish Poison into Nature's Swiftness. If Elshokas can catch Karaya out of form here, it could be big damn, but despite the grenade landing, Karaya has the opportunity to hop back into bear form here as Elshokas root breaks. Final root break expended. It's the Spider Belt. Can he catch Karaya out of form? He cannot. Gets the kidney, but it's a little bit too late. Going auto attack mode here into this bear. Karaya ever so tanky, slowly regenerating back up. Big Eviscerate coming out, the War Stomp, not resisted by Elshokas. Here comes the Entangling Roots. Gnomish Death Ray charging up, but will Karaya range it? It looks like he does as he lands the grenade. So that's a Death Ray that will go unused. Elshokas taking the return damage on the Death Ray. Will not get a blind off on Karaya, at least not yet, and the Gouge comes off. More damage into that thick bear hide.
No bandage coming out there from Shokas, despite the Gouge there. He could have gotten a few ticks. No dots were rolling there on him. Not sure quite why that happened. Maybe a bit of nerves. Maybe he ran out of bandages. Tons of reasons. Maybe he was looking for another play or the re-stealth potentially. Roots will come out here from Kirara as he's looking for some kind of damage onto the Druid, but he's being ticked down ever so slowly. The Wrath will come out. No, it's the grenade in response. It won't connect there onto the Druid as he's looking for some regen here. Shokas on the back foot. Fairy Fire runs out in 13 seconds. Moonfire runs out in 4. Can he kite enough? Looking for some health there. Moonfire 10 seconds left. Insect Swarm up. Fairy Fire refreshed as the 6-demon bag goes out. Entangling Roots. No, Entangling Roots are blinded, but he won't be able to re-stealth here as the blind will be broken by Shokas here. 10% health. Uphill battle for sure. He's trying to climb his Mount Everest. The The Timbermaw Ancestor will come out. It can potentially heal him here. He's looking for the heal, that crazy trinket that's ever so rare to get. He's brought up 70% HP. If he doesn't kill the Timbermaw Ancestor, it will heal him up, but it goes for the Lightning Bolt instead, and Shokas is taken down by the Druid.
Such a big Abolish Poison there by Karaya to negate the second blind. That's what really gave him the opportunity to take that duel. And he denies El Shokas his 6th win. Karaya, in the meantime, moving up to 5 wins on the day, officially tying Killjury Puri in group number 2. One more win for Karaya will mean a guaranteed spot in the CDL Championships later on this week. In the meantime, El Shokas, he's got 1 duel left against Karaya, 2 against a Hunter, and that Hunter is going to be Fragmaster, and then 2 against ZQI. He needs 2 out of 5 wins to at least force the tiebreaker between him and PS0. And it's starting to look very, very grim for El Shokas now.
I'm not sure if it's grim because he can qualify off the mage duels alone, and Shokas has had that performance despite, though, the fact that ZQI, despite that, the fact that ZQI is Ignite Barrier will mean that Shokas is on the biggest back foot he can possibly be on in that matchup. Fragmaster been playing out of his mind. He has no cooldowns for Karaya, so correct me, actually, there, you're right, it does look grim. It will be an uphill battle here for Shokas as he looks for 2 more wins here in the CDL EU. Will it be against this Druid? I'm not sure if he can do it without the cooldown.
Karaya played that first duel just absolutely masterfully, being in complete control the entire time. It was just really impressive to see how he was able to play. Karaya had got an unlucky bash resist at 1.2. We see the nature resist on the roots there as the feral charge goes out, but Karaya is just really impressive today.
We'll see if he carries that quality of play into the second duel. Karaya started off slow this morning, dropped a couple of early duels, but he's bounced back ever since. 5 wins on the day, always impressive for a Druid. But El Shokas gets the nice gouge here, breaks out of the roots and gets the 5-point kidney. How much damage can he do, however, into this tanky Dire Bear form? Pops the AGM. The Rupture is ticking down now onto Karaya. El Shokas going toe-to-toe, head-to-head against Karaya, but you look at the Frenzied Regen. You see Karaya's health going up, not going down. Has to be frustrating for El Shokas here, who, again, is just trying to tank this, and I love how he's positioning himself in front of Karaya. He's trying to make that AGM last as long as possible, fishing out for the dodges and parries. And it does last pretty much its entire duration as the charge comes back on from Karaya. The bash gets gouged. El Shokas is probably the best rogue at gouging CCs I have ever seen in the CDL. Absolutely masterful. There has not been a single bash, a single charge, a single blink that doesn't get gouged by this guy. But is it going to be enough? He catches Karaya out of form. Big damn opportunity here for El Shokas, the Cold-Blooded Fist. Not quite enough, but he gets a significant amount of damage here off on the Druid. Does he have a root break for this Entangling Root? It needs to break on the Heartbeat or something. Gets 1 bandage tick off. The root breaks. Can he get a blind? Can he get something onto Karaya? And he gets the blind, but the Abolished Poison comes in the clutch right on time for Karaya, who finishes off El Shokas, qualifies for the CDL Championships, and denies El Shokas the 2-0. Poggers in the chat for Karaya. We will see you on Thursday in the CDL Championships. Excellent performance by this Druid. Karaya, 6 wins on the day. Absolutely huge. Very impressed with him so far today. Yeah. Meanwhile, El Shokas at 5. He has 4 duels left. He needs to win at least 2 to tie PS0.
Do you think he's going to find some success against Fragmaster, or is it going to be too much against him? I'm not sure how Hemo changes the matchup. I imagine it's more favorable against the Hunter than Daggers would be, just because of those windows being so difficult for Rogue to actually get some CC off onto the Hunter, given that range that they have available to them. But we did see, unfortunately, Shokas actually broke his own gouge there with a Rupture. We're talking about how he interrupted CC, and he interrupted it effectively, but I'm not sure if it was quite worth, with that Rupture ticking down, with making sure that Kirara would actually get away from the gouge and break the distance that he so crucially needed to be in to get that damage down. So potentially a mistake, potentially the only option available to Shokas there at the end of the day. And it's unfortunate that the Rupture is what's opted for. Maybe we could have seen an Expose Armor instead. Tips, Nana, what do you think?
Oh,
It's an uphill battle in that first matchup. You don't get the opener as a rogue. You're always way on your back foot. He played well. He had the chance there towards the end, with that with catching Kiraya out of form, but Kiraya at 80%, 90% HP at that point is probably just too much. Just Kiraya always making sure that he was topped off, had Abolish poisoned up when he was in caster form. Just really well played. It's a tough matchup anyway for a rogue, and especially one against a really well played druid from Kiraya's. I don't think anything went wrong necessarily. Yeah, the gouge went out, but he put a rupture up to actually put some damage on Kiraya, which Kiraya forced by taking all the damage in bear. So it's kind of a damned if you do and damned if you don't from Giocas's point of view.
best of luck to El Shokas. He has 4 duels left on the day, 2 against Hunter, 2 against Mage, and the Mage he'll be facing is right here before us now. It's ZQI, who needs to win every single duel from here on out to qualify